On today's pregame show, we talk about a crash course in advanced analytics and why that means the Avs should beat the Sharks tonight. We also get into our keys to the game and talk about the muddied goalie situation now here in Colorado. Let's start the show.
All right, welcome into the Toyota Lounge, brought to you by your Front Range Toyota dealers. Of course, Toyota, the official sponsor of DNVR and your Colorado Avalanche. Hi, everybody. Nick Gismondi back with you in studio. Gizmo here, and of course, we've got Rudo. It's the pregame show presented by Coors Light. Lots on tap for you here today. See what I did there? Right off the hop with the on-tap thing?
Yeah, Coors Light.
Coors Light will be flowing tonight, of
Ours
course.
isn't really on tap, I guess. But
not yet, but it's in that ice bucket.
We do have some on tap down at the bar.
Downstairs,
fair,
if you are not going to do anything else tonight and you want to come by and hang out with us, we are at the DNVR bar, where we are always broadcasting live from just on Colfax. Please come by, hang out with us. We got a watch along coming up as soon as puck drop happens in just about 30 minutes from San Jose, because the Avalanche, on their first West Coast swing of the season, they're getting set to take on San Jose, a team that is technically winless. They've got a couple of overtime victories, but we knew this was going to be a team that struggled from the very beginning. They are some weird things happening there. Celebrini out still with injury, to be determined on that. They healthy scratched Will Smith the other night, which I thought was super weird.
It was.
And we're going to get to that. You've got a crash course in advanced analytics, which I'm looking forward to. Carte blanche for the fan base. I am not a very big analytics guy. I'm not. I'm an eye test guy. I'm a feel guy. I like what I see and what I know, and that tells me a story, but I respect the analytics to the point that it definitely tells a deeper story.
I mean, let's be honest. You need both. You can't lean all the way into one or the other to really get a feel for the game.
Yeah.
Numbers are great. They're important to have. But if you look at only the numbers and you don't watch the game, you're going to come to a lot of wrong conclusions.
Agreed. Agreed. I do, and I have, and I will continue to find a place in my heart for both of these things equally. And I'm looking forward to yours. You're actually giving me a more advanced course in analytics throughout the game tonight. We're going to be pulling some stuff up, so who knows? Maybe I go down the rabbit hole and all of a sudden I'm an analytics geek. But glad to have you guys along. Hang out with us in the Toyota chat. We got a fun one ahead tonight. I do think it's going to be a good result for the Colorado Avalanche. I was so encouraged. By the way, they played the other night against Anaheim, once again fighting off adversity to come back and do something cool. Super impressed with the defensive side of things, and then from there on out, it really truthfully grew into a team defensive effort. I'm going to pump my guy's tires today quite a bit because I thought he was brilliant the other night. But, Rudo, let's first just talk about what we think this matchup is tonight between a struggling Sharks team and what was fledgling Avalanche team that is finally reaching potential that we knew they had from the start.
Yeah, I mean, if they play anywhere close to the way they did against Anaheim, they should blow this team out.
Yep.
It should not be close. Unless they get goalied again or something like that.
Take the over?
Yes.
We'll talk about that later in the Bet365 section, but I took the over.
This Sharks team is just not very good. It will be one day.
Yeah.
You mentioned it. Will Smith is back in today. They have Eklund as well playing tonight.
I don't know why they sat him, but
Sharks have made a lot of weird decisions over the last couple of years, but the real major weakness that the San Jose Sharks have is their defense is bad.
Yeah.
They are not a quality defensive team by any stretch of the imagination. When you have Cody Ceci playing 22 minutes a night, no offense to the guy, he's just not that guy. It's a team that the Avs should be able to take advantage of and abuse offensively pretty much the entire game.
Yeah. Let's take a look at some of the numbers you put together for this one here tonight, because I think it tells a bit of a story. Our amazing producer, Tiff, coming up with the graphics tonight in a big way. But let's talk about the advanced analytics a little bit. Talk those through this that maybe don't understand the terminology and the percentages.
Yeah, so if you're familiar with analytics, just look at the graphic on screen. It should be obvious why the Avs are the favorites in this game. If you're not, we can talk about a couple of these. First of all, unless specified otherwise, all advanced statistics are based on 5-on-5 play. They do not include power play, shorthanded, any of those weird situations. So keep that in mind. The first one is Corsi 4%. Corsi just means shot attempts. NHL advanced stat makers are stupid and like to give things stupid names. It just means shot attempts. That's all.
Corsi sounds cool, though.
Yeah, right.
Say it again. Corsi.
Corsi percent means what percentage of the shot attempts you are getting as opposed to your opponent. So let's say the Avs get 56 shots tonight and the Sharks get 44 shot attempts, that is. That's 100 total. If the Avs got 56, it would be 56% Corsi 4. That's supposed to be 58% Corsi, by the way, not 8%. Missing a 5 there. Which means the Avs...
Come on, Tiff.
means the Avs are one...
I copy and pasted.
Yeah, I probably messed it up. It means the Avs are one of the best possession teams in the NHL, and the Sharks are one of the worst with their 43.99%. The conception here is to shoot the puck, you have to have possession of the puck. So the team getting more shots, likely to have better possession. The next one, expected goals for. Expected goals for is a statistic that predicts how many goals on average a team should score. This is created by taking a look at the position of every shot that the team takes on the ice, and every shot calculated across the entire league, however many goals in from roughly that location, say 10% of the time they score from there, that's 0.1 expected goals for from that shot location. You add them all up at the end of a game, you get in your expected goals for. The Avs, on paper, are expected to score nearly 8% more goals than their opponents every single night. They've been dominant in their generation. Their actual goals for, obviously not quite as good.
Got it.
But over the long term, you can expect them to start scoring more. Same story there with the Sharks. They're in the bottom 5 of the league with their expected scoring ability. Then you have one we talk about on the show a lot. High danger chances for per 60. Pretty straightforward. 14.47 high danger chances per 60 minutes of hockey for the Avs. The reason you use per 60 is because you can evenly compare teams. Not every team has played exactly 5 games in the league right now.
Okay.
So you can look at multiple teams. Some played more, some played less. You still have a fair playing field on those numbers. The Sharks, actually pretty decent. Considering how poor their possession is, they generate a decent percent more chances of high danger play than what you might think for a team who struggles to possess the puck as much as they do. So be careful. Sharks aren't going to throw a ton of shots on the Avs, but when they do get opportunities, they're going to be dangerous.
Love it.
The last two, these are to show advanced stats are cool. They can absolutely be deceiving in small sample sizes.
Yeah.
Through 5 games, the Avs are shooting 41% on the power play.
Okay.
That is not sustainable.
No.
They will not continue to do that.
No.
So you cannot fully rely on the power play to carry the Avs every single night. That's going to normalize. And then Sharks, yeah, they're middle of the pack. They're okay at special teams. The last one, penalty kill save percentage. The Avs need saves. There's less than 60% of shots against on the penalty kill are being saved by the Avs goaltenders. That is the worst in the NHL. It's bad. It has to get better. And it will. Again, not sustainable to be that bad.
Okay.
But that's kind of my quick crash course. A lot of those statistics are the ones you'll see referenced most commonly when it comes to advanced statistics.
I love it. And I love the Toyota chat getting involved. Caveman Love. Stop pumping DeHaan and be objective, Gizmo. I'm very objective, and he has probably been one of the best defensemen on the team so far, whether I'm a big fan or not. So the one thing you won't be able to do is ever question my hockey.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Certainly, at 5-on-5, he's the Avs' best possession defenseman.
Yes.
And yes, he's playing third pair. He doesn't always have to shut down the best players on the other team. But him and Sam Malinsky, particularly together, have been pretty darn dominant at 5-on-5.
I agree. I think they've looked really good. What else are you expecting out of this team tonight? Loved the game the other night, top to bottom. I thought Mitzi was great. He's just kind of been... He's been rolling a little bit. Colts looks really good. I expect good performances out of them again today because they're feeling it.
Yeah, I talked about this in one of my reviews recently. It's not just, hey, they're playing well. The Avs need Ross Colton and Casey Middlestat to play well. They need them to be the best they can be because you're missing players like Jonathan
Correct.
Sherman. They don't have some of those I don't want to call them secondary scorers because Ross Colton's playing on the top line.
Yeah.
But you have your superstars, and then you have that next level of guys. And right now, that's Colton and Middlestat. So,
but you know what? They stepped up when they needed to, and that's exactly
absolutely
what they're being asked of by Bednar and the group. You cannot rely solely on points from Makar and Rance and Mac. They're gonna perform. Those guys are amazing hockey players. They're unbelievable. But at the end of the day, you got to get a little bit of help. I mean, the boys are like, come on. And the fact that Colt stood up and stepped up and played so good with those guys on.
Yep.
And listen, that is a hard top line to play on. I'm sorry. They're unbelievable players, but I don't care who you are. If you're in the NHL, that's a tough role to fill.
Yep.
I mean, you are playing with two of the best guys in the league. You're playing with two of the best guys in the league. There's an intimidation factor there. I don't care who you are, how long you've been with them. And I think Colt's handled it unbelievably well, and I thought he looked super comfy in that spot.
There's no excuses. When you play with Nathan MacKinnon, the expectation is you better be where you're supposed to be, and I'll get you the puck there. If you're not there, you won't be playing on this line for very long. So Colton so far has been nails for them.
Okay, they're going to start Georgiev tonight.
It actually looks like they might start Annunen based on the what's coming in from not morning skate, but warm-ups.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
The official Twitter account posted
Yeah, actually,
Annunen.
just official that Annunen will be the starter.
All right.
Georgiev the backup.
So I'm behind on that. Every indication that I had after practice.
Yeah, welcome
The
to
other
the
day was-
I was gonna
announcing
say.
lineups, buddy. Yeah.
So, all right.
You trying to plan your fantasy
I
team?
stand
Good
corrected. So, all right. That's good. Listen. What I was going to say is that I thought that it was the most confident that I had seen Georgiev since covering the team. Thought he looked good. I thought he felt good. I thought the guys rallied around him. So I wouldn't have been surprised if they started him tonight. Good test for Annunen, and I think this is what the team is now doing. Capo is in town. You've got another option in goaltending, and we're going to talk about that coming up. But what is the mentality of Eustace tonight then? I mean, he's obviously had a few outings, but they haven't been starts. That's a tough spot to come into. Your team is hemorrhaging goals. You're fielding shots from all over the place. How do you mentally show up for this game if you're Annunen, knowing that this might be a tryout for your job?
Exactly that. There is no excuses for Eustace. You know you are in a battle for a position in two different directions. One, Georgiev hasn't been very good. Okay, yeah, sure, he's played better in the last two.
Yeah.
Better is still well below league average. So it's not like he's locking down this starting job.
Right.
So there's opportunity in front of you with Georgiev, who's not playing the best.
Yeah.
And there's competition directly next to you, not for the starter job, but for your own job with Kakinen now in the fold as well. So you need to show out and you need to perform the best you possibly can here today. And I know he started cold in the two games, having to come in, but the reality is he wasn't that good either in those games. So you
got to be ready to go.
Yeah, you're 5 games in, and it's not on Annunen totally. It's only a little bit on Annunen, but 5 games into the season, the Avs have the worst goaltending in the NHL.
Without question.
So tonight's a night to say, hey, that's not what it's really like here. I'm a better goaltender than this. I can help this team win games. And if a win tonight, assuming it looks good, is a big step for him in a situation where, the Avs are going to carry 3 goalies for a little while.
Yep.
But I do not expect them to carry 3 goalies for an entire season.
Yep, I do not either. I think there's changes coming there, and I would expect Kakinen to get a start at some point. Cave, thank you for the nod. I appreciate that. I will never be a homer just because. I will always back it up with facts. Appreciate you recognizing that. Thank you very much. Okay, let's go to Big E. He's out east. We got him a couple of times. We'll have our 3 keys coming from him right now, and then we'll have Hockey in the Rockies. So let's check in with Big E.
Big E's 3 keys. San Jose Sharks tonight. Key number 1. Keep the foot on the gas pedal. You got to keep going. Don't play down to the level of the San Jose Sharks. No offense to the Sharks. Listen, they're in the rebuild. Good people there. It will take a little bit of time. But tonight, we don't care about that. Just won against Anaheim. You want to keep the foot on the gas pedal tonight. Don't play down to their level. You dictate the pace. Avalanche hockey. Speed, speed, speed. Speed kills. Keep it up. Big finish last game. Actually, great 60 minutes last game. But good finish. Actually, outstanding finish. Tonight, you keep it going. Key number 2, Secondary scoring. We got what? Ross. We got Casey. Who is it tonight? It can't always be the big dogs. The big dogs have done their part, obviously. But let's get some more secondary scoring, which has been awesome to see. Like I said, I just mentioned Ross. How awesome was he last game? Number 3, in D we trust. Keep it up. Your best offense is your best defense. You start being tight in your own end. You don't spend time down there. You don't give the other team momentum. What does that do? Makes you get some quick exits, some clean exits. I just talked about it in key number 1. Speed kills. Get in there. And at the end of the day, limit the scoring chances like you've been doing most of the year. Forget about the goals against. For the most part, every game, there's been some big breakdowns at times, but the numbers have not been massive. Keep that up. If you keep that up, Georgie, whoever's in net's going to do their job. And next thing you know, you're going to win some hockey games. You're going to put a string of W's together. Right now, you won the last game. Let's keep this up tonight. Make it 2 in a row.
All right, good stuff from Ian. We're going to stick with him. He's with us right now, and we're talking about hockey in the Rockies. And E, when you get to a situation like this in a start to the season, is there a lot of noise from the outside that you've got to sort of kind of filter out or ignore?
Well, Nick, the most important thing when there's noise outside the dressing room, and again, it's always a lot of noise, but it's pretty normal, like you said, with the Rockies start that the Avalanche have had. But internally in the group, it doesn't matter who's hurt, who's playing, who's not here. You got to keep everything to the outside. You're going to hear some stuff about Val starting to skate. Obviously, at the end of the day, he's not there. He's not playing. Like tonight, he's not playing. You're going to hear about goaltending. Again, perfect example tonight. Are the Avalanche going after Mackenzie Blackwood of the San Jose Sharks? Things like that you can read from the pundits around the National Hockey League, which is very normal. Like I said, it comes with the territory. It comes with being a player in the National Hockey League. What you have to do is worry about what's in front of you. Photo, I say that all the time. Focus on the task at hand. Very important. You cannot start thinking. You cannot start overdoing. So the most important thing is focus on the task at hand. For tonight, it's the San Jose Sharks, for Georgiev, for Sam Girard, for Cale Makar, for Nate MacKinnon, or for Ivan. For everybody, you got to focus on the task at hand. You got to go do your job. You got to do it to the best of your ability. Don't worry about the outside noise. You know what quiets the outside noise, Nick? Wins. It just does. One last game, make it 2.
Buddy, when you look at this game tonight against the San Jose Sharks, you talked in your 3 keys how, no offense to them, but it's not a good hockey team. You can't necessarily play down to them. You've got to maintain your bar, and we heard Coach Bednar talk about that. But what might be an element tonight against San Jose that can't be overlooked?
An underrated thing tonight, and again, we talk about it. We try to stay away from it in our 3 keys, Biggie's 3 keys, but I think tonight's sneaky is the special teams. I think it's key. It's key that you don't give a young San Jose Sharks team a little momentum with a power play goal or something like that. So you're going to have to rely on the PK. Again, you're going to need saves there. You're going to need the quality play from, DeHaan or whoever's going to be on the penalty killing, O'Connor. Guys that take pride in that stuff. Tonight's very important. And on the power play, listen, I remember last year in San Jose, all of a sudden, I think Mackenzie Blackwood was unbelievable, and the Avalanche was a 0-0 game or down 1-0, and they had to, sneak in a power play goal late in the third and then win it in overtime and outshot the San Jose Sharks probably 2-1 in that game. So I think tonight you got to use the power play. You got to use the inexperience of the San Jose Sharks. And really, if they want to take a couple penalties here and there, you make them pay, and that's how you dictate the flow of the game.
Good stuff from our boy Big E. Hockey in the Rockies, one of my favorite news segments that we're doing. We're going to bring some fun elements to that coming up as well. So thank you guys for being such big fans of it. It's fun for me to be back with Eric. We kind of started our broadcast careers in the NHL together in Vegas, so awesome and love having him here. Okay, the goalie situation, Rudo.
Yeah.
Listen, they went out and they grabbed Capo Kakinen after the first game because it was very clear and evident to everybody involved that goaltending was a little bit of a slow starter for the Avs this season. Watched him at practice a day ago. He looks good. He really does. He's happy to be here. He's working hard. He's in great shape. He's fit, as the Brits would say. And I know we got some folks over in London watching us tonight, so thank you for that, by the way. Appreciate you very, very much, Jeremy, staying up with us.
You got to work hard, those European fans.
You're up early, but I love that you're tuning in from London. And I've said it before, one of my favorite places of all time. But let's take a look at Kaapo, and this is sort of kind of a little bit of an overview on the man. Tiff hooking us up with the graphic. He's finished, so he knows a few of the guys on the team. Fourth rounder, 19th, decent numbers, couple different teams. He's the first to admit he's been a bit of a suitcase the last few years, and he's moved around a little bit. But you know what? Cops, me too, pal. Me too. So
it's part of the job sometimes.
It is part of the job. What do we think is going to happen here, Rudo? Because it is precarious.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you my honest thoughts. Does MacKinnon solve the Avs starter position? No, I don't think so.
No.
Is it a guy who can be a Band-Aid in the immediate if Georgiev doesn't start figuring it out and start posting real save percentage numbers? Yeah. This is a guy who's come in and played. I think he can be a real backup in the NHL, has been a real backup in the NHL.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when you look at the few seasons where he's played over about 25 games, his numbers start to fall apart a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's realistically in for the starter position. But the other thing I wanted to mention, I don't know that it's a coincidence that the Avs went out and got a Finnish goalie, given that their goalie coach is Finnish. These are guys that he's going to be familiar with and can have conversations with.
And here's the thing. Listen, everything, and this is for the kids out there, this is for anybody in life. You are given an opportunity, take advantage of it.
Yep.
This is a massive, massive opportunity for Kaapo that he maybe didn't see coming. If you're the Avalanche and you start to struggle goaltending-wise, and then all of a sudden Kaapo, who admittedly in the player sound that we had from him on practice, check our Twitter and you can hear it, talks about the fact that he didn't know what was going to happen on that day when the waivers were open, and he gets signed by the Avs. This is a guy that, I don't know, 6 days ago, wasn't sure he had an NHL career anymore.
Yep.
So you get rejuvenated and picked up by a team that's a Stanley Cup contender. The goaltending there is struggling mightily through 4 games. You have a chance to come in, get familiar, put the gear on, and potentially go win yourself a starting job by just showing up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know when he ends up getting his first start. I don't know if it's on this road trip
It
or when
probably
they come
won't
back
be on
at
this
home.
road trip unless something tragically goes wrong.
Yeah, but look at the Avs. The best save percentage that their starter has posted so far this year is an .861.
Yep.
He does not have to come in here and feel like I need to play unbelievably good hockey to have a chance here. He just needs to play solidly, and he might be the best goaltender in the Avs lineup.
Hell, Max Lacroix played in one last night for Boston University with a ridiculously high save percentage. We might want to have Eric talk to C-Mac and call Max.
Get it done.
I mean, I would love that. One
The
of my
only
favorite
kind of nepotism we like.
That's fun. It's nepotism, but the kid's a good goalie, and he was well coached, by the way, Tiff. He had a hell of a coach when he was playing his AAA hockey here for the Thunderbirds. Nick Gismondi.
I was going to say, I wonder who that could have been.
Nick Gismondi was a great coach. I heard of the guy before. He did a wonderful job with him. Truthfully inspired and sculpted Max into the goalie he is. But it's interesting. It's a great opportunity for him. I'm truthfully very excited to see what Kaapo does when he does get the net.
And to be clear, I think this is a genuine battle.
Yeah, it's a genuine battle.
The best 2 of these 3 will be with the team in the immediate, and then down the line, the Avs might make a move, whatever.
Correct.
But the Avs are open to whoever is playing the best is going to earn the spot.
Agreed. Excited for a Noonan tonight. I want to see what he can do. I want him to have a legit chance to give it a start. I truthfully thought they were going to give it to Georgiev just to keep the confidence building.
So did I.
But you know what? I like the fact that they're going with him. Good for him. All right. Well, our betting partner is phenomenal, and we love them. Let's take a look at our pregame picks presented by Bet365. No matter what the situation, Bet365 is never ordinary. Rudo, these were you today.
Yep.
I just bet all of these with you on Bet365, so I'm in this with you all.
Yeah, look, I told you guys I was an analytics guy.
Okay.
The over has hit in 100% of the Avs games so
Okay.
far. So
Okay.
just stick with the over until it doesn't hit on that one. This is a little bit of a fun one. The Avs are big favorites against the Sharks. There are not a ton of great bets out there. Even total in goals. 4 of the 5 Av games have ended with an even total. So, play the numbers. That's what I'm saying.
I'm big on this last one.
And then, the boosted bet from Bet365. You take the Avs to win. You take MacKinnon to score. You take Nico to score. Right now, we've discussed the Avs lineup quite a bit. For them to be successful, you need those stars to show out and produce. If Mac and Nico score, the Avs have a pretty good chance of winning. You get it boosted up to plus 300. Why not jump on it with a little bit of money with Bet365? Of course, you can bet on anything else under the sun with Bet365, both the Avs game itself and other sports, too. Tons of football going on right now at the bar, so get in on that betting action, too. I know Giz bet on a bunch of guys I've never even heard of in football, but
I kind of blindly stabbed at it. My nephew's a big football guy, so I sometimes...
There you go. You got a source.
I pick his brain a little bit for hey, buddy, what about this guy? I'm a little blind on the college football, on the NFL, but I'm definitely your guy for hockey. I haven't missed much on that this year, so I took all of those bets today. I didn't take the middle one, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, that's a coin flip.
I didn't take the middle
just one I'm having fun
but
with.
I took the other 2.
Lines have finally been released. The only thing that looks like it's changed is they put Gerard with Makar and Ludwig with Manson.
Yeah, but that'll be jumbled anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that
that'll mix
literally
up.
looks like the only thing that's changed.
All right,
Real
thanks,
quick,
Tiff.
before we go, we are brought to you by Bet365, and you must be 21 or older
Look at
to
you.
play with them. You must be located in Colorado, and if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today.
I had it here.
Oh, he was ready.
I was ready for it, but you
had to
covered
steal
me.
it. Had to steal it.
What was that number again? Just in case I have a friend that maybe needs to know what that number is if he bets every day.
1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah, okay, got it. Check.
You're winning, though. You don't need to call
I
that
am
number.
winning. I have won more than I have lost on Bet365. That is for sure. My inherent hockey knowledge has helped me here. We have a watch along for you tonight. If you're following me on Twitter, or if you're on my Insta or Rudo as well, we're going to tweet that watch along link out for you. Yep. Make sure you join in and watch our friends on Altitude. They are going to have the broadcast, but I think the play is like you throw my boys Moj and Riker on Altitude there, and then you throw us up on the phone.
We're the second screen game.
Yeah, we're the second screen. So check us out. We're gonna have a fun little time tonight. We'll get a beverage or so, and we'll talk you through what we're seeing. So we're gonna kind of sort of, Rudo and Gizmo cast this thing. So make sure you check out the second screen viewing option while you're watching the game on Altitude. Throw us up on the link to YouTube on your phone or your tablet or your computer, and we will talk you through it. And then, of course, we'll have a post game for you coming up as well. Just about 3 minutes before we wrap up here and reset for the watch along. But realistically, what do you expect to see out of this group tonight? For me, I think they're coming out of the gate real hard, real fast.
Yeah, I think they kind of finally got the monkey off their back, not just with the win, but first period against Anaheim, they lost. They started winning periods after that.
Yep.
Go win a first period. Really, if you get ahead and stay ahead against this team, it shouldn't be that difficult to stay ahead. You should be better. You should win this game.
San Jose is struggling. They do have some weapons. I'm excited that Will Smith is playing tonight. Yep. I am a fan of his. I have no idea why they healthy scratched him the other night. That's a
Can't
head
explain that
scratcher
to
for
you.
me.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Sharks have made some... Let me just say I'm not the biggest fan of their front office. I'll put it to you that way.
It seems to me as a little bit of irresponsible. You don't have anything else.
Yep.
Give the kid every rep. You know he's there. Give him every rep you can.
Yep, agreed.
In specifics for the Avalanche tonight, what I'm looking for and what you should be as well too, even against a lower level team like San Jose, continue to stay at or raise the bar from where they played against Anaheim. And what that means is continue to generate offense off of defense. Make sure you're committed to covering your own end. I want to see those 3 pairings defensively play very solid, lock down, minimize mistakes. Get a little bit of buy-in defensively from your forwards, as you did last game, and continue to absolutely pummel shots on net. 50 shots last game. I hope for near that or at least half of that tonight.
Look, if they raise the bar from last game, this could be like 8-9 to 1.
Agreed.
It might not be close.
Agreed. Puck drops in just a few minutes. The San Jose Sharks hosting the Colorado Avalanche in San Jose, Northern California. That's coming up on Altitude, so definitely catch the game, but throw us on that second screen. We'll throw out the links for YouTube right now on our social medias, and hang with us. This will be a fun one. We'll have a post game for you afterwards. That's it for the Coors Light pregame show. DNVR Avalanche coming up with you on the watch along right after this.
We all silly like the mayor.